Okay, after 3 or 4 videos now, I just find it. This is it. Okay, let's click on it. All right, I'm currently reading the Finding Freedom excerpt and the time. Oh, if I knew that's where it was, I would have go straight there. The times. Okay, so here we all felt frustrated for them. Thus far, this is reading like everything we imagine. Let's see, this is an excerpt from the book. Increasingly, Harry had grown frustrated that he and Meghan often took a back seat to other family members. While they both respected the hierarchy of the institution, it was difficult when they wanted to focus on a project and were told that a more senior-ranking family member, be it Prince William or Prince Charles, had initiative or tour being announced at the same time, so they will just have to wait. Damn. They want to work, but they keep on putting a pause on everything. Let's see what the comment says here. Okay, so that's just the thread. Okay, they couldn't make their voices heard. They were being sabotaged. Everything we said. So pretty much the Sussex squad is not really surprised by any of these. For months, the couple tried to air this frustration, but the conversations didn't lead anywhere. Worse, there were just a handful of people working at the palace they could trust. Outside this core team, no information was safe. A friend of the couple's referred to the old guard as the Vipers. Meanwhile, an equally frustrated palace staffer described the Sussex team as the squeaky third wheel of the palace. Damn. They were trashing them for wanting to work, and they're calling them third wheel. Yeah, they need to get out of there. My goodness. It's not like a conventional family. Other people always involved. Can you imagine living under that shit? Okay. Highly emotional and fiercely protective of his wife and son, Harry was drained by the unique circumstances of his family, which, as a source described, doesn't have the opportunity to operate as an actual family. While politics are part of every family dynamic, they are at a whole other level for William, Harry, and the rest of the royals. Every conversation, every issue, every personal disagreement, whatever it may be, involves staff, the source of the aide who invariably send and receive message between the royal household. It creates a really weird environment that actually doesn't allow people to sort things out themselves. No one could deny the fact that the couple were emotionally exhausted, whether they had brought it on themselves or were victim of merciless machine. They felt under pressure, a source said. They felt that they were alone. So people cannot speak face to face. They have to go through someone in between. No wonder why information always getting out. There's a middleman somewhere. God damn, people cannot. Jeez, I just can't wrap my head around this. If I want to talk to my mom, I have to go to a secretary to say I want to talk to my mom or something like that, or your grandma. Oh man, I feel sick that he had to read these comments. Let's see. Scrolling on his iPhone, he sometimes couldn't stop himself from reading the comments on the articles. Harry and Meghan disgust me. They are a disgrace to the royal family. The world would be a better place without Harry and Meghan in it. The last comment had over 3,500 upvotes. Harry regretted opening the link. His stomach tied into the same knot every time he saw this sort of comment. It's a sick part of society we live in today, and no one is doing anything about it, he continued. Where's the positivity? Why is everyone so miserable and angry? Wow. And these are probably the same people who were crying when Princess Diana passed. The world would be a better place without Harry and Meghan. What did they do to receive that kind of comment? They promoting good. Wow, that is sad. But then again, there's 3,500 upvote. I was gonna say this is just a voice of one person, but I guess 3,500 people agree with her or him, whoever wrote it. That's sad. Yeah, another missed opportunity. palace keep on failing over and over again. Doria was in Canada for Thanksgiving. All right, what does that say? With 2 private beaches on 4 acres of land, it provided a haven for the shell-shocked couple. Megan's mother, Doria, visit for the Thanksgiving holiday. All right, so that's that. I probably will go. What did he say? It was from the time. Okay. All right. We saw them try so hard. That's the sad part. Meanwhile, thank goodness they left. Blessing in disguise. Before leaving the UK, Harry had spoken a handful of times to his grandmother and father and a number of key aides about the urgent need to change things for him and his wife within the palace structure. He felt at once used for their popularity, hounded by the press because of the public's fascination with his new breed of royal couple, and disparaged back within the institution's wall for being too sensitive and outspoken. He and Meghan didn't want to walk away from the monarchy. Rather, they wanted to find a happy place within it. See? They wanted to work with them. Meaning Harry and Meghan wanted to work with the firm. But what happened is that the firm thought, they were too big for them, that they could do as they please. And now we're starting to see the walls are coming down. Okay, let's see. Black at every stage. They're ready to tell them they're leaving, and the courtier have the nerve to say Betty is not available until the end of January. F the royal family. Harry was right to be worried about leaks. Details from the email soon ended up in the hands of tabloid reporters who began inquiring about the couple's plans to spend more time in Canada. But that was the least of his worry. Despite repeated follow-ups with his father's office, he was unable to secure time with the Queen. She will not be available, he was told, until January 29. He felt like he was being blocked, a source close to the prince said. God damn, you can't go and talk to your parents? This is what I was saying earlier. Till January 29. That is, they want to move on with their lives. They want to come somewhere in between, but Alright, Lord, this is like a movie. Them just trying to get to see Betty, it's like it's his grandmother. As their Air Canada flight made its early morning touchdown at Heathrow, and still with no appointment to see Her Majesty, Harry and Meghan toyed with the idea of driving straight to see the Queen, not wanting to cause problems for. Okay, so it stopped here. Wow. Chill, please. They really want us to believe that Harry and Meghan leaked their own plan. Dirty ass KP, try it. Okay, but there was little time to dwell. Just a few hours after leaving Canada House, a story about their plans to stay in Canada broke. Details were missing, but it was clear that someone within the palace had briefed the newspaper. A royal source absolutely denied the charge, blaming the couple for the leak. They want peace and quiet and they're gonna leak it? Oh my goodness. Because they were frustrated at the palace and the talk that were going on. They wanted to force the decision to break it open. The couple denying this claim. Obviously, who would believe this crap? Alright. This was the smartest thing they did, not even telling their team. This is where the whole Sarah and Samantha were cut out comes from. But they were smart to do it. It was the only way. That Sussex Royal website was a godsend. The website took everyone, even their communications team, by surprise. Aides and family members knew the couple wanted to step back, but the website, which laid out the detail of their half and half out model as if it were a done deal, but the Queen put the Queen in a difficult position. Alright. Let's see. So the only real blind side was the website itself. LOL. Thank you, gods, for making that happen with Meghan's people so no one could catch wind. Okay, the aides, including the Queen's private secretary, Edward Young, were furious. The private office don't like that type of behavior. A source family with the negotiation said, it is deeply unhealthy, unwelcome. Like what they've been doing is healthy. More unsettling, however, was the reaction from the family to the website they had launched. The element of surprise, the blindsiding of the Queen for the other principals who are all very mindful of this. Rightfully, it was deeply upsetting. According to a senior member of the household, several and the family shared that both the Queen and Prince Philip were devastated. Jeez. It's like, the middleman is taking information and don't bring it to the Queen, or twist the information before it even gets to the Queen. That's freaking crazy. This is what people think is their weakness, but this will endear them to young people and others who like change. If they listen to these folks, they will still be there enduring daily abuse. It's okay to want racism to stop right away. Even a source close to the couple admit that while Harry and Meghan had put a lot of thought into this immense transition, they could also be impatient and impulsive. They run hot and away, the source said. The reaction and individual moment are definitely not the same. A month, a few weeks down the line. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. I still don't necessarily buy this whole thing about the picture. I'll have to hear this from the Sussex themselves. This is not a memoir or autobiography after all. Okay. Lucky for me, the thing I've been complaining about is right between the line. Okay. Between the words. What a source described as a practical workmanlike approach permeated the room as the royals set out to form a deal. Harry felt as though he and Meghan had long been sidelined by the institution and were not a fundamental part of its future. One didn't have to look further than the family photo displayed during the Queen's speech on Christmas Day in the Green Drawing Room at Buckingham Palace, where the Queen delivered her address. Viewers glimpsed photos of the Cambridges and their children, Charles and Camilla, Prince Philip, and black and white image of George VI. Noticeably absent was a photo of Harry, Meghan, and their new baby, Archie. Palace source insists that the photo were chosen to represent the direct line of succession, but for Harry and Meghan, it had been yet another sign that they need to consider their own path. Yep, you try to work with them, but they keep shutting the door. Charles, this is good and well, but you need to show this shit in action. The way to make them see they were part of a plan was to defend them and listen to them earlier. Just like the other video, a lot of missed opportunities. That's exactly it. Charles made it clear to Harry that he and Meghan were very much part of the future for the royal family, despite calls for a slammed-down monarchy. With fewer senior working royals, the Prince of Wales' vision always included Harry as part of a slammed-down monarchy, a source close to the family shared. His vision included both his sons. William will always be more important than Harry, but that's a fact only because of birthright. This is very much a failure leadership and lack of imagination. This is direct attribute to the Queen, and she owns it. Perhaps they should have bought and Kate Williams to help with the Flexi Royal plan. Losing them was a huge deal, and Betty didn't play it right. There's an audio I did. I don't know if I don't think I edited yet, where I'm gonna talk about how the Queen had made a lot of mistakes. That was supposed to be part of yesterday's video, missed opportunities, but I thought the audio was it. But as I was listening and editing the video, I realized it was a different video. So stay tuned for that. I have it somewhere. I have to look for it actually. A friend who happened to be the editor of Major Paper, what a dirty a-hole. Alright, what did it say? Were led by Charles' private secretary, Clive Alderton. William was more than happy to leave the matter up to staff. He was reported to have told a friend, "I've put my arm around my brother all our lives and I can't do any more. We're separate entities." Damn, that was harsh. Alright, this has basically been the Sussex Squad mantra for the last couple of years. This is everything we said over and over. Oh shit, this is right there. Let me go back to, I'm gonna read the, okay. Meeting through the week to stand, okay, let's close this. Okay, meeting through the week to standing in front of a firing squad, there was a lot of finger pointing both direction with things leaking, Aide said. It was all very unhealthy. When Harry described how he didn't feel supported by his family, this was what he was referring to. They did their bit in the family meeting at Sangram, and then they left him to defend himself against and negotiate with their aide, which is exactly what he didn't want to happen. He feels that there were so many occasions when the institution and his family could have helped them, stood up for them, backed them up, and never did, a source said. This is what a lot of missed opportunities. Totally reasonable and just as we expected. More accurately, the couple hoped to earn a living through speaking engagement, production deals, and other commercial deals that had social impact. Still, there were some difficult calculation to be made. If Harry and okay, I probably will need to go to that time. Okay, what else is there? Whenever people want to slow walk you and do nothing about injustice, they focus on process. I'm a lawyer, and this is completely horseshit. They will have completely changed their plans for them and make the process take forever. More difficult, I think I said something like that on a video. I don't remember. I said so many shit anyway. So, more difficult where the hurt feeling on both sides. Even sources close to Harry and Meghan had admit that the way the couple were forced to approach the situation, mainly in the act of keeping the family and their team in the dark about their website, created a lot of ill will in the household, especially in the family. They needed that. This is what Diana was going through. Imagine that. There's a comment I put somewhere, I think it was on Hugo's channel, where I said this is exactly what Diana was going through. The only difference is that they didn't have the squad to help her. Harry and Meghan will have reached a more beneficial agreement to allow them to live the life they wanted if they had handled things in a private, dignified way, a senior Buckingham Palace aide explained. Another culture added, they oversimplify what they were asking for. They thought they give Charles, their rider, negotiate over email, walk up to London, give 3 months notice, and fly back to Canada. Too many middlemen. Alright. This is what they're scared of. The complete veneer will be lifted from Meghan. Everyone has conveniently blamed her, but it's been a lie. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank God it's between that. Either way, the source said the courtier blamed Meghan and some family do. The media speculate that Meghan was behind the decision for the couple to step back, but few knew how much she sacrificed to try to make it work. As Meghan tearfully told a friend in March, I gave up my entire life for this family. I was willing to do whatever it takes, but here we are. It's very sad. While the British media often blame royal wives, in Harry's case, he was very much on board with distancing himself from the public eyes. It's why he gravitated toward the military, had always avoided the pomp as much as he could, and didn't give his child a title. He long craved a life away from the prying eye of the media. Meghan simply emboldened him to make the change. She supported him no matter what. Fundamentally, Harry wanted out, a source close to the couple said. Deep down, he was always struggling within that world. She opened the door for him on that.
Every single story, unfortunately, every single story was complete lies, which which it always is, basically, which is a shame. But
you ever wanted to do a column in the newspaper? But
I'd love to do a column in the newspaper. Article, right, this is what happened last night. No, this is what happened.
Last time that it was too risky for you to go back as a soldier.
More the fact that I think the media had said that they would never keep their mouths shut if I went and did the same job, so I'd have to do something different if I wanted to go, yes.
But
you know, I had a chat to them. I didn't send a letter of congratulations like most of the papers. How any of the papers
think that they know the relationship between myself and my sister-in-law is quite remarkable, but they're wrong as always.
In a very wet Britain, Harry joins his brother building flood defenses. With the media following his every moment, Harry can't hide his irritation.
Are you enjoying getting stuck in?
Not really with you guys around.
During his tour of Afghanistan, Harry's exasperation, even loathing of the press, has shone through loud and clear.
My father always says don't read it. Everyone says don't read it because it's always rubbish. I'm surprised how many people in the UK actually read it. I mean, everyone's guilty for buying the newspapers, I guess, but hopefully no one actually believes what they read, which I certainly don't. But yeah, of course I read it. If there's a story and something's being written about me, I want to know what's being said. But all it does is just upset me and anger me that people can get away with writing the stuff they do. Not just about me, about everything and everybody.
And that mistrust of the press, I mean, how far back does that go? Is that something that's
I think it's fairly obvious how far back it goes to when I was very small.
Nope, the media will never hear that side. They're gonna blame Meghan no matter what. Like some of the comment I read earlier, I think I'm gonna put them on another video. We said this years ago, and I wrote a thread a while back. Meghan was that friend, and friendship is at the heart of the love. Who sees that life could be better for you and gives you that push to be your true self. When I said we call it all, they wanted to be free so bad that they promised they pay back for far more money. That was £2.4 million of taxpayer money that sections of the British public were furious about when the number was confirmed in 2018-2019 Sovereign Grant report released the previous July. Constant negative press coverage surrounding their renovation did little to help. It felt good to put that behind them. Offering to repay the money was a symbol of how much Harry and Meghan wanted to cut any ties. Privately, Prince Charles said he will help them financially out of his personal money if they need it. We lived through all this with them, and we were saying the same thing. We did not imagine it all, guys. We were right. Okay. Oh, thank God this is above. The most demoralizing aspect of dealing with Harry being stripped of his honorary military appointment, that's been a tough pill to swallow, and one that has been most painful to Meghan. Witnessing him go through, a source close to the couple said, it's the one that made Harry emotional. It was so unnecessary, Meghan later told a friend, and it's not just taking something away from him, it's also that entire military veteran community. You can see how much he means to them too. So why? The powers of the institution are unfortunately greater than me. That's what he said in his this is so much bigger than him. They did that man so dirty. Again, we were totally right. William is the dirty one. Charles and Betty are still family who love them, but they're awful and that they didn't stand up for them. Another missed opportunity, like I've been saying. They screwed them over on the work side of, while Harry, okay, let's see, I'm gonna read the first one. While Harry spent much of his time in the UK and meeting with palace staff to tie up final details, he did make time for family. He had barely exchanged word with his brothers since they had last seen each other at Sangram, but Harry did enjoy chat on the phone with his father, whose private secretary continued to oversee the final element of the transition. The line between family and institution was more blurred than ever, but it was perfectly clear who was playing what role when the Queen invited Harry over to lunch on March 1st. Though his last time with Her Majesty had been in a more formal capacity, this time it would just be the two of them for Sunday lunch. No titles, aides said, just granny and grandson. If they got back, I'll be the first in line questioning their sanity. It will be masochistic. No grandmother should want that for her grandson. Let's see. Women in his life. As they tucked into the roast lunch, the Queen made it clear to Harry that she will always support him in whatever he decided to do. Though a 12-month trial period had already been promised to Harry earlier in the year, their conversation was also a reminder that should he and Meghan ever want to return to their role, they were always welcome. It's been made very clear they can come back whenever they want, when they're ready, a source involved with the negotiation. I don't think they want. If they can't go back, that's going to be a big mistake. Every single thing we believe about Commonwealth service was correct. Of course, we saw a lot with our own eyes. Yeah, and who could forget that? Okay, one of their final engagement was the Commonwealth service at Westminster Abbey. If they ever needed confirmation that stepping away from the institution was the right move, the machinations that had preceded it served as a useful reminder. Although they had been part of the procession of senior royals who entered the church with the Queen in previous year, this year they discovered they had been removed from the lineup. The decision had been made without their consultation, and they were informed long after the 2,000 orders of service had been printed, for guests with their names notably absent. Damn. This year, it will just be the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, the Prince of Wales, and the Duchess of Cornwall walking through the Abbey with the Queen. If it felt intentional, Harry was more than disappointed, a friend said. He spoke up, but the damage had already been done. No wonder why he was so upset, walking like he was gonna kill somebody. Oh, let's see what they say here. The smooth things over the Cambridges agreed to take their seat at the same time as the Sussexes and the Earl of Countess. Okay, but if looks were anything to go by, the Cambridges were unhappy with the decision. While Harry and Meghan both greeted William and Kate with smile, the Cambridges showed little response. It was the first time the two couples had seen each other since January. Harry, William nodded, ignoring Meghan. For the minutes before the Queen's arrival, William and Kate sat with their backs to the couple, only turning around to chat with Prince Edward and Sophie. Next to the Sussexes, although Meghan tried to make eye contact with Kate, the Duchess barely acknowledged her. Wow. While the couple had been in a slightly better place after Archie's birth, relations fell apart again in January as the family negotiated Meghan and Harry's new role. William, a Kensington Palace source explained, remained upset that private family matters were made public by the couple. It's not anger, the source explained. It's hurt. Oh, there's more. It should have been the one public moment where the royal family put their arms around the couple for a show of support. Again, another missed opportunity. A source close to Harry and Meghan said they purposefully chose not to put them in the procession and not to be welcome. It was most unpleasant. Buckingham Palace shrugged off the procession change, saying there were no set format. Damn. This is freaking crazy. Oh my God, the thing is long. Never forget how you felt in that moment, Meghan. Don't ever go back. That's true. After the service, Meghan flew back to Canada. She had booked the first flight after the service to return to Archie. Meg just wanted to get home, said a friend, noting that the Duchess was emotionally bruised and exhausted. At that point, she couldn't imagine wanting to set foot back into anything royal again. I don't blame her. That's the end of the excerpt. We'll learn much new, but so many things were confirmed. Remember all that gaslighting people did and all the names were being called? We were the only one who saw the entire game throughout. We never lost the plot. Sussex cried. Mama need a drink. Let me correct that second sentence. We don't learn much new stuff, but so many things were confirmed. This is like anti-gaslighting medicine for us. With the little support without and the family, we found where Harry and Meghan's laugh line. It's clearer now why Harry said they needed us, even if it didn't seem like it. Life for Harry and Meghan with the palace wall was worse than what we imagined. They were senior roles but treated like the low man on the totem pole. Thanks for the excerpt, Prof. Though, why did it cut off mid-sentence in some places? It left me emotional for Harry and Meghan. Everything we thought was true, the confirmation hurts though. That shame of an institution long past its sell date. It's toxic, self-serving Angus. I guess they have to buy the book. I didn't screenshot the entire excerpt since it's from a book and people could get pissed about it. Okay, what this all read to me is that Harry was more the driving force than Meghan. They were too modern for the family, and the family doesn't modernize. They just tweak small things that won't hurt their narrative and overall agenda or deal and place. It was necessary for Harry and Meghan. Okay, so that's it. I'm not gonna read any more comment, and that's it. Salem, here is your scroll. Okay, I'm currently reading the Finding Freedom excerpt and the time we all felt frustrated for them thus thread. Okay, I probably will go. Okay, the time, I need to go to that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.